to the courts now, where sentencing for Henri van Breda is underway in the Western Cape High Court. You'll know in a high-profile case that van Breda was found guilty of the murder of his parents and older brother in January 2015. They were found axed to death at their home at the Zalze Golf Estate just outside Stellenbosch. Covering that story for us today is eNCA reporter Aarti Narsee. Aarti, good afternoon to you. So at this Tuesday lunchtime, where do we stand?
Well, Judge Desai has postponed the matter, Jeremy, to Thursday, and Thursday it is when we will know what sentence will be handed down to Henri van Breda. He's looking at a possibility of 3 life sentences or more, and obviously his attorney making submissions in court today, as well as the state, and his attorney essentially saying that the youth of Henri van Breda should be considered, and also the fact that the court should have some mercy towards his client.
What sort of demeanour, Aarti, has he been displaying in court today? If I remember previously, fairly stony-faced and impassive.
Henri van Breda once again was quite unemotional, and especially in the media was quite anxious to see how he looked, given that there were reports that he was attacked in prison by a number of inmates, and his lawyer did confirm that that did indeed occur. But Henri van Breda didn't have any bruises. He managed to escape with minor scratches. He was checked out by the Correctional Services medical team. But yes, once again, unemotional and just intently listening to what the defense and what the state had to say.
And just finally, what do we know of the condition and the whereabouts of his sister Mali, who is also one of the alleged victims in this respect, but still to this day I think suffers from amnesia?
So Mali van Breda was actually mentioned quite in some length today in court when the prosecutor referred to the victim impact statement, and by agreement of her legal counsel and the prosecution, they've decided not to make those submissions publicly. But we do know that Mali van Breda and Henri van Breda are not allowed to meet with each other as per the rules of the court, and she's lived a relatively private life, trying to keep her eye out of the media. And what the prosecution did say was that she is the person who has been the most impacted by this crime. She's someone who has to live with the consequences of her brother's actions and the fact that her entire family was hacked to death. She has no remaining family members to turn to, and the prosecution highlighting then the significant impact that this crime has had on Mali van Breda, and obviously this is something that Judge Desai will have to consider when making his sentence.
And that case has been postponed to Thursday, a little later this week. Live outside the Western Cape High Court for eNCA, that is reporter Aarti Narsee.